What's the deal? And this is where we keep it real, man. For y'all who already know, this is the breaks. If you don't, kick back and enjoy the show, because this is where we bring you sports raw, unedited, no hidden agendas, none of that. So again, welcome to the breaks.
And these are the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
Beautiful people, you already know the saying, so go ahead and say it with me. Beautiful people, how y'all doing? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Hopefully great and amazing. Just wanted to start off the show real quick. Just as you guys know by now, I'm pretty sure you do, the sports world lost a legend 3 days ago. Chris Mortensen passed away, longtime NFL reporter. So just want to say rest in peace, Chris Mortensen. Condolences and love to his family, his friends, colleagues, and all of that. You definitely know that name if you're an NFL fan. I mean, sports fan, period, you would know his name. But if you watch NFL, then you definitely knew who Chris Mortensen was. And that just got me thinking, man, who are some of my top, because I've always been a fan of Chris, so it got me thinking, who's my top five? If I had to put together a top five list of sportscasters, broadcasters, analysts, whatever you want to call them, who are some of my favorite? Now, I've always thrown out names here and there, talking with friends and family, but I've never put together an actual list. And you know what? I did just that for y'all. So starting off at number 5, we got Kevin Harlan. You watch college basketball or just, basketball, you know who Kevin Harlan is. Just iconic voice, iconic calls over the years. Love his energy, his passion, just very distinct voice as well. Especially when he yells and just gets excited, you definitely know who it is when you hear that voice. So I got Kevin Harlan at number 5. I got Gus Johnson at number 4. You watch college sports again, you know who Gus Johnson is. Just very iconic with the college football games. When he starts off the games with "Here we go," like just his tone, his voice, just everything, man. Just his presence, his energy. So I've always been a fan of him. He has some great sayings. There's a game between, I believe it was Michigan and Nebraska. There's a player who got I believe it was a sack or a tackle for loss, either one. But it was just hilarious because I'll never forget Gus Johnson. He's like, "You had barbecue chicken back there and you didn't invite me? Hurt my feelings." So it's just little things like that just make it fun to hear, to hear these guys. They just bring that flavor that, I hate using this word swag, but they just bring that swag and that coolness to it. So Kevin Harlan, Gus Johnson at number 5 and number 4. I got Rich Eisen at number 3. Who doesn't love Rich Eisen, man? He's just like that older, cool uncle that we all got. He's just very laid back, cool. You could tell. I don't know. It just seems like he's that one who kind of just minds it out in public. He just minds his business. Or, when he's at functions, he's kind of just in the cut chilling. But, if you come up to him, he'll talk to you, have a good time, have a drink. But he just seems cool and laid back, man. So I love Rich Eisen. And then I got Mike Breen at number 2. How can we not love Mike Breen, especially if you watch NBA with the bang, bang, like just legendary. All the big moments, the playoff moments. And that's what really stands out to me is a lot of these guys have just great calls in big moments, game 7s, playoff games, just big moments, man. So I got Mike Breen at number 2. And then another legend that we lost, years ago, but Stuart Scott, my all-time favorite, just the element of I say it again, just coolness and flavor and just what he brought to the game, man. I don't know how many of you guys had the ESPN Tonight basketball game for PlayStation 2. I believe that came out in 2002, but he was the main broadcaster analyst on that game. So anytime you played a game, no matter what teams it was, like he was always calling the games on that game. So Stuart Scott, man, just another one with great sayings, cool as the other side of the pillow and, just stuff like that. So if I had to put together a list, though, that would probably be my top 5. Just love those guys, man, and what they bring to the game. Just take a little bit from each and, just try to, boom, give y'all me. So that's my top 5, man. But take a quick commercial break. You already know how we do. Got to take a quick commercial break, handle some business. But coming back, we got some NBA news, man. There's a team who had a very bad loss yesterday, and you probably already know who I'm getting ready to talk about. So hang tight for that, man, because we got some NBA stuff coming up. And you already know I got the bets later in the show. I got to come back with some bets. So hang tight. We got that coming up in a couple minutes.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
Welcome back. Jumping into this NBA, man. Playing down to the level of competition. We see it time and time again, right? Especially if you bet, then you definitely see it. Mainly in basketball. Mostly in basketball. It's kind of hard for this to happen in a lot of other sports. Basketball is just the easiest sport for one player to take over and dominate. But how many times have we seen a team sit out a star player and that team either win the game still or keep it close and barely lose? And you figure, oh, there's no way this team doesn't cover the spread. So-and-so's out for that team. Or, oh, there's no way this team loses. So-and-so's out for that team. You see it all the time. And we saw it yesterday with the Los Angeles Clippers. They played the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Milwaukee Bucks did not have Giannis Antetokounmpo. He sat out in that game. And you would have thought, for sure you would have thought, okay, Russ is out, we get that. But you still got PG, you still got Harden, and you still got Kawhi. Not to mention Norman Powell, man, and, really good role players that they have on that team. And they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, granted, Dame went off for 40. I get it. But still, it's a game you got to win, man. And it's hard. With NBA, it's hard to look at teams and say, oh, this team ain't going to win. This team ain't going to win. It's a long season. So throughout the season, you see teams play their best, and then you see teams play their worst. And then you just have to go off of that. Okay, if this team plays like this, then yes, they can accomplish this. If this team comes out looking like this, they're worse, then no, there's only so much that they're going to, be able to accomplish or not be able to accomplish much at all. And I just always wondered, how does that happen? I get it. It's human nature, maybe not as excited. Oh, man, Giannis ain't playing. Oh, okay. I would think you would be more excited. Okay, we about to go out here. We about to smash them, put them away early. We about to blow them out, get some rest in the, late third, fourth quarter, sit the whole fourth. Let's go out here, take care of business the first half, and then boom, the rest of the second half, easy peasy, piece of cake, right? But no. And I always think of when I was in this adult league with my dad. So every time I see this, I always think of this, and I know my dad's not going to like that I tell this story because we hate talking about it. But we were in an adult league a couple years back, and we were one of the best teams in the league. I think we were second place, running through the league. I forgot what number game this was, but we only had maybe one loss on the whole season. Just running through the league, had a solid team. And there's this one team who had lost every single game. And this was a league where everybody made the playoffs. It was a church league, so, everybody made the playoffs. But they hadn't won a game all year. They lost every single game. My cousin was on the team. One of my cousins was on the team. He was our star point guard. Great game. Ball handler, distributes, can hit the three, can hit the mid-range, just has an all-around complete game, great court vision, great passing ability, all that. Ran our offense perfect. He was a huge part of our team. It was the first round of the playoffs, and he couldn't make the game. And we're thinking, hey, no big deal. We got this. We're playing this team that hasn't won all year. No problem. Other guys just got to step out of their comfort role and, just play a different role. You just got to step out of your comfort zone, play a different role. That's what we had to do. I had to slide over to the point guard. I'm a two guard. I'm not a point guard. I've never had that vision. I've never been able to see things before they happen. And it took us completely out of our game. And we ended up losing. We ended up losing that game. So I always think back like, yo, how in the heck? And I don't want to say it's because we came out with less energy or, I can never put my finger on why it happens, but it's just frustrating when it happens, especially if you bet. I mean, there's no answers for it. I don't get it. We see it time and time again. I'm not taking nothing away from the Milwaukee Bucks. Still a bunch of pros. They still get paid to play basketball just like the Clippers do. I get it. But still, anybody would look at that matchup and say, oh, yeah, Clippers got that in the bag. No, Giannis? Oh, yeah. Dame will probably go off, but then that's it. Who else is going to step up? And I believe Middleton was out also. He's been out a couple games. So, I don't know. I just thought that was a very bad loss on the Clippers' part. But I'm not going to say they can't win a championship because of that, because we've seen the Clippers get on a roll. Just not too long ago, they went on a nice winning streak. They were looking dominant. Defense was clicking. Everything was clicking on all cylinders. So, like I said, it's an up and down season. You know, come playoff time, you got to expect every team's going to be their best. So if I'm basing it off of that, I think the Clippers still have a chance to make it to the finals, Western Conference Finals. I'll say Western Conference Finals, but they do have enough talent to make it to the finals, especially with that defense and guys being able to guard multiple positions, switch on everything, and just Harden, Kawhi, PG. It's a lot. Once you get Russ back, it's a lot. So, yeah, I'm not going to say they can't win because of that. But I will give you the top 5 teams who I do think will win or can win, because there can only be one. So, my top 5 who can win. I'm going to start with the Milwaukee Bucks. Just because that duo of Giannis and Dame, I do think is going to be deadly in the playoffs. Sure, they're still trying to figure things out. We got to remember that. They're still trying to figure things out, get this thing on. You know, it takes time. Just like we saw with the Clippers. Took them a little minute. Eventually, they figured it out. Guys settled into their roles. They got rolling, and, you know. So I do think the Bucks have a chance. Their defense has played a lot better than I thought they would be playing with Doc there. You know, Doc's never known to be a defensive coach, have strong defensive teams. So that's been very impressive to me, seeing how better their defense is playing. Still not taking off like I think they should be. And like I said, that's just Dame trying to figure out his role, maybe not trying to step on Giannis's toes, even though Giannis has came out and said, yo, this is your team. You know, which I love from Giannis. You got to put that battery in Lillard's back. You got to pump him up with that confidence and let him know, hey, man, we're going to need you. Like, we're going to need you to beat Dame if we're going to want to win a championship. Don't worry about how many shots you take scoring. You know, just do you, be you. Everything will fall into place. So I'm going to start off with the Milwaukee Bucks at number 5. I'm going with the Phoenix Suns at number 4. And I've been knocking this team all year just because the defense really. But I love the addition they made on defense. Sorry, drew a blank. I love the addition they made on defense. I think, you know, once Josh Okogie gets back healthy, Bradley Beal's been playing really good. He's healthy, finally. He's been healthy for some years. Royce O'Neal, that was a huge move. Getting Royce O'Neal was huge. Very underrated move, but that's the addition that I love, because you put him with Josh Okogie once he gets back, those two guys on the perimeter. And Royce O'Neal's not a small cat. He's a good 6'6", 6'7", something like that. So he can guard multiple positions, can definitely shoot the rock. You know, he's a 3-ball threat. So with Kevin Durant and, you know, Booker and with Bill being healthy, I think that trio is going to be deadly in the playoffs. You still got to work on the defense a little bit, but I do think that was a great move, great piece that they added. Could probably go for one more defender, but I mean, as long as everybody just tries and gives effort, I mean, those two guys with everybody just giving effort and buying in to playing defense, it should work out fine. So I think the Phoenix Suns have a great chance to make a run at it. Cleveland Cavaliers, I got to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know they've been on a little slide lately. They were balling a minute ago, though. The Cleveland Cavaliers were rolling. I know Mitchell's out right now. Max Strus. I'm sorry, Max Strus is out right now. So we'll see what they look like tonight. It's a big game tonight. But I love the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they're really balanced. I love the duo of Allen and Mobley, with Mobley's ability to play somewhat outside. You know, he could hit a 3 every now and then. That's not really his game. You don't want him settling for threes, but if he has to, he could step out and extend to that range. But the duo of him and Allen, I think they complement each other very well. Max Strus was a huge addition. They needed more three-point shooting. They definitely got that with Max Strus. Isaac Okoro's been playing really good this year. He's definitely stepped it up. So I love the Cleveland Cavaliers and what they got going on, especially with Mitchell and Garland. I mean, those two guys alone, just deadly. So, and then I got the Nuggets at number 2. Now, I know you're probably like, they're the defending champs. They should automatically be number 1. But as the great Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friends. I love the Nuggets. I do think they're cruising right now because they've already been through it. They know what it takes. So they know when to turn it on, when they need to turn it on, and all of that. But I love the Celtics, man. I got the Celtics number 1, and I really do think this is the year they get it done. They've been getting closer and closer each year. They finally made it to the finals 2 years ago, lost to Golden State. And I think that was just another little notch in their belt that they needed to add on, or not notching their belt because it's not an accomplishment, but I mean, just for them making it there, I think that was the last step they needed, was to make it there and lose. for them to be able to get back and actually win it this year, especially if they have to meet Denver in the finals. I think them losing that series to the Warriors, they're prepared. They're prepared for anybody, for whoever it is, their drive, their want, their desires at an all-time high, because that was a devastating loss. I thought they were going to win that series. I thought that was the finals they would finally win. Nobody thought Jordan Poole would come out and ball the way he did that series. Obviously, Steph being Steph, that's not a surprise. But I really do think the Celtics can get it done. Adding Porzingis was very big. I know they lost Robert Williams. He was a great rim protector, but just adding that offense of Porzingis to go along with Tatum and Brown and just how he frees them up offensively, takes scoring pressure off of those guys. So if Tatum gets off to a slow start, Brown gets off to a slow start, it ain't the end of the game. You got Derek White who could fill it up. You got Holiday who can give you 15, even 20 plus if he needs to. You got Porzingis who can fill it up. And he's a decent rim protector as well. You know, he's known to challenge some shots at the rim and get you some blocks. So I love the addition of Porzingis, and I really do think Tatum and Brown are going to get that team over the hump. So I got the Boston Celtics winning the NBA Finals this year. I've had them winning it for a while, but I've had them and the Nuggets matching up with each other in the finals, but I got to go with the Boston Celtics to win the NBA Finals this year. And it'd be cool for Joe Mazzulla. Shout out to Joe Mazzulla. He's doing a great job with that team. And a lot of people are saying, but what is he really coaching them? You got Tatum, you got Brown, you got what is he really, you still got to get guys to buy in, to whatever you're selling, improvements you want them to make. Hey, Tatum, we need you to improve on this, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to connect with your players in order for them to hear you out and be like, all right, coach, I got you. I'm going to give more effort in this area. And the way they're balling in the regular season, I definitely expect that to carry into the playoffs. And like I said, Boston Celtics, 2024 NBA champions, 2023-2024 NBA champions. That's my bet. Hang tight, because we got the real bets coming up. Got some baseball bets, or it's a future bet, and then we got NBA bets coming up for today only. So hang tight, because we got that coming up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
All right. It's the part of the show where we try to make that dough. You know, that's always the goal every week, man. You know, it ain't never going to change. But I got a baseball futures bet that I had put in. So if any of you guys want to ride with me, man, let's go on this journey through the season, because I really love this board. I really think we're going to cash this out at the end of the year. So I got Bobby Witt Jr. over 168 hits, over 168 and a half hits. I believe it's Bobby Jr. Yep, I believe it's 168 and a half. And then I got Julio Rodriguez. I believe he's at 168 and a half as well. I love both of these guys to go over this. Bobby Witt Jr. just got paid. You know, he's only in his third year, entering his third year, got extended. He got paid. So I look for him to have a big season. And matter of fact, I love that. I love seeing teams do that. Why wait till the last year of the contract? You know the dude's a stud. You know you want to keep him there. Let's not waste any time. Let's get this deal done now. And let's, look forward to the future and see how else we could build a team or what other players we could bring in. So I love that they extended Bobby Witt already. He had 150 and 177 hits his first 2 years. So I definitely expect him to go over 168 and a half, especially since he just got paid. He's the franchise guy. Julio Rodriguez had 145 and 180 hits his first 2 years. I expect both of these guys to be in the 180s again. A little under 190, I would say around 187. If I had to put an exact number on it, I would say about 187 hits on the season. But I love both of those guys. I think they're going to clear that easy. Hunter Green, I got mad love for Hunter Green, man. He had 164 and 152 strikeouts his first 2 seasons, but he's made tremendous. And I mean, if you watch the first 2 years and then you watch this year, you're going to see what I mean. He's made tremendous improvements on his location, on his command, and his slider is deadly. I mean, when he throws the slider, he has like a 37.4 K rate or something like that off of that pitch. So he definitely has the potential to have one of the best, if not the best, slider in the game. I mean, he has a 4-seam fastball that consistently hits 98 plus. I think last year he topped out at 105 one game. So the dude throws gas. Excuse me, getting tongue-tied, getting a little excited because I know this is going to hit. We got this, man. But Hunter Green, the dude throws gas, I'm telling you. And it's only his 3rd year, so that has to have you excited because you just think of year 4, year 5, year 6, what's he going to look like? These guys still, even when they get to the pros, they're still learning, they're still developing, they're still making improvements on their game, and whether it's mechanics or just mental things, the way they see things, or, I don't want to say nobody, but you're not coming into the pros fully complete. You're still learning, you're still developing, and that's why coaching is so important. And that's why I got Mike Trout going over 40 bombs. I think they have him at 36. What is it? 30 and a half. Okay, I'm looking right here. 30 and a half they got him at. I think that's easy. Yes, injuries have been piling up for Mike Trout. We know that. He only hit 18 last year because of injuries. But the dude just hit 40 bombs 2 years ago. He just hit 40 bombs 2 years ago with a 283 batting average. And the 40 home runs, that's the 3rd highest of his career. Believe it or not, as long as Trout's been in the league, those 40 home runs is the 3rd highest of his career. So getting him at 30 and a half, I think is excellent value. It's his health. It's his health. That's exactly why they're putting the line at what they're putting it at, because injuries have been piling up. They don't know how healthy he's going to be. And the reason why I tied the reason why I was tying in like coaching matters and all that into Mike Trout is because with Ron Washington as the manager of the Angels, I do believe he's going to give veterans rest when they feel they need rest. He's already said he has an open door policy so players can come to him and tell him, I think I need a day off, or he's going to know how to manage these players and their health to a T. And then with Ohtani being gone, you got that DH spot wide open. So now you can slide Trout into the DH spot, keep him off the field, which will keep him healthier. You got to understand, Mike Trout plays the game so hard, which is why the injuries are finally starting to take a toll. And so I think with Ron Washington being the manager there, he's going to have a healthy season, a great productive season, and I love him to go over the 30 and a half. So we got Hunter Green at 189 and a half strikeouts. We got Julio Rodriguez and Bobby Witt Jr. at 168 and a half hits. And then Juan Soto. How did I forget about Juan Soto? It's right there in front of my face. Juan Soto, 36 and a half home runs. You put him in that friendly hitting ballpark in New York? Come on, man. He hit 35 last year with San Diego. That's in San Diego. Where at nighttime, the air's a little heavy, the ball doesn't travel as much. So, and I know not every game is at home, but I'm pretty sure a large portion of those home runs were at home. And now you put him in a Yankees uniform, he's rocking the pinstripes, he's playing with Judge. Yeah, they were expected to do something last year, the Padres, but they didn't. But now you put him in a culture where it's all about winning. That's the standard, nothing less. Come on, it's the Yankees, man. They don't accept anything less but winning. And it's been a while since they won. So having that motivation, you're in a hitter-friendly ballpark, you're going to see better pitches because they always have a stack-loaded lineup, so it's not like you could really pitch around too many guys, So he's going to get a lot of clean looks at some pitches. So I love Juan Soto to go over 36 and a half. I think he hits 40. I'm giving him 42 exactly just because the friendly hitting ballpark. So that'll be my futures bet for MLB, man. 250 pays $5,000. That's what we rolling with for the season. So lock that in, man. Ride with me. Let's get this cash. But for today, if you want some action for today, I definitely got you on that as well. Victor Wembanyama over 15.5 rebounds and assists. Now, he's gone over this in 4 of his last 5. I love the playmaking ability that he's starting to show. You didn't see that at the beginning of the year. He's starting to come along. He's a rookie, so he's coming along in stages. I still wish they would play him some more minutes, just play him more consistently. It seems like they're keeping him at about 30 minutes a game, but once he starts playing more minutes, I mean, just imagine his numbers, man. You see what he's doing now. But, yeah, over 15.5 assists and rebounds. I think he clears that easy. He had at least 10 rebounds in 3 of his last 5 games and then at least 5 assists in 3 of his last 5 games. So I love him to clear that easy. Cade Cunningham over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Can we talk about how good of a baller Cade Cunningham is? He's in Detroit, so a lot of people don't talk about him, but Cade Cunningham is nice. The dude can ball. I love his game, gets everybody involved, has the mid-range game, can hit the 3, decent. Just good court vision, big body point guard, so you love to see that. Not afraid to play inside the paint. Would like to see him utilize the post-up a lot more. You don't really see that with too many guards nowadays. You still got a couple, but he definitely could be effective in the post, if he's posting up smaller guards, smaller body players and all that. But he's gone over 30.5 PRA in 4 of his last 5 games, only 9 points and 7 assists in his last game. So you already know how basketball goes. When a player has a bad game like that or a down game, you can expect a bounce back, and I expect that with Cade Cunningham. So I think he goes over 30.5 PRA. And then we got RJ Barrett under 22.5. I know some people aren't going to like this play because he has gone over this in 4 of his last 5, but I don't like the matchup for him against the Pelicans tonight. The Pelicans got a lot of length on that team. You guys got your Ingram. Ingram has a lot of length. I know he's not known as a shutdown defender, but just having length like that can just disturb a lot, especially, guys' vision, and Barrett likes to get to the rack, so having Valanciunas and Zion down there. You got Trey Murphy. He's not a slouch on defense. He's another long, lanky player who can, cause Barrett some issues when getting to the rack. But, yes, Barrett has gone over this in 4 of his last 5 games, but it's just the matchup for me I don't like. So I'm going under 22.5 points on RJ Barrett. And then my last play of the day, which would probably be my play of the day if I had to give you one play like, yo, bet the house on it, this is a lock. I know some people say there's no such thing as locks. Forget that. If you got a play that you feeling and you really believe it's going to hit, it's going to hit, it's a lock, come on, man. You got to throw it out there. And that's what I'm doing with Halliburton. Over 14.5 assists and rebounds. He's gone under this in 4 of the last 5. I know you guys don't like to hear that, but he's gone over this in 4 of his last 5. I love the matchup, though. You're going against the Dallas Mavericks, Luka, Kyrie, PJ Washington, Gafford. I love those additions. You got Green balling now. So I love Halliburton because he's going to have to bring his A game and he's going to have to be clicking on all cylinders. I know the scoring hasn't been what it was. It seemed like once they got Siakam, his scoring kind of took a back seat. Like I said, they're another team trying to figure things out. They made a late trade. They're just, trying to settle guys in, get guys comfortable with their roles. And, this is what we need from you. This is what we expect, yada, yada. So I believe Halliburton's going to have a huge game because he's not going to want Luka and Kyrie to show him up, specifically Luka, because Luka can turn around and hit you with a 38, 13, and 10 stat line. So I know Halliburton's definitely going to want to make sure that he's also the talk of that matchup. So I love Halliburton over 14.5 assists and rebounds. Not points and rebounds, assists and rebounds. Obviously, it wouldn't be points and rebounds at 14.5, but just to make sure we got it, we on the same page. We got Victor Wembanyama over 15.5 assists and rebounds. We got Cade Cunningham over 30.5 points, rebounds, assists. We got RJ Barrett over 22.5. Under. See, look at me now. I'm messing up. Under 22.5 points. And then we got Halliburton over 14.5 assists and rebounds. You could 2-man it, mix and match the plays however you want to do it. Do a 4-man for, a 4-man power play for the big bucks. However you want to do it, splice it and dice it. All these are going to hit, man. They're going to come through. I got y'all when it comes to the picks, man. Yeah, we suffer losses every now and then. It happens. But, hey, you can't win them all. But today we're going to. So make sure you lock those in. Much love to all of y'all. It feels so great to be back with y'all. And hope you have a great rest of the week. Much love to y'all. Stay safe. And I'll see you next week.